want you to meet Jillian Roget. She's a stay-at-home mom. She says she is also still undecided. Jillian?
Hello, Dr. Carson. I do appreciate your mild-mannered nature in this campaign. However, if you are the Republican nominee, how do you plan to get your message out over a boisterous Democrat candidate?
Which boisterous Democrat would that be? Now, quite simply, what I have discovered, as a pediatric neurosurgeon and as someone who dealt with lots of children, I had a program at the hospital where I bring in 800 students at a time, frequently elementary students. And you would say, how are you going to be able to speak to 800 elementary students and keep them quiet? You know what? By speaking softly. Because then they would say, oh, what's he saying? And they would shut up. It actually worked extremely well. But really the key is not so much the volume with which you speak, but it's the content of what you say. That's what's going to make the difference. And I think the American people are smart enough to be able to understand bluster and rhetoric versus truth. And when it comes to the general election, people who are running around saying things like, free college for everyone, it'll be very easy to counter that by simply educating people as to the actual financial condition of our nation. And that's not done. I think Margaret Thatcher probably said it best. She said, socialism is great until you run out of other people's money. And that's exactly what would happen when we would explain that to people, and I think they would understand. So I look forward to such a challenge.
I have a question, just a follow-up on that. It's not just, obviously, in a general election. You've been on a stage with some pretty boisterous folks the last couple of months. I'm not going to name any names. But what are you thinking when you're on a stage in those debates? What is going through your mind?
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, what was going to my mind is, will these guys in any way remember what happened in 2012 when they tried to tear each other apart, which was probably the only reason that President Obama was able to win re-election with a record that no one could have won on. So we have to stop finding ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Do you have a candidate you would prefer to run against in a general? Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton?
I would relish running against either one of them. It would not be a problem.
All right.